Alright, I have my 1986 VFR 750F on my lift right now, and this is kind of a note to self on how to get those carbs back in. I know I had a video up on how to remove the carburetors from the engine on this bike, and that process really does make it easy, but I've been struggling for the last hour and a half and just finally got these carburetors back in. So kind of want to share my thoughts a little bit on how I think I got it done. First things first is I just kind of tried it right off the bat. Did a couple tricks of my own, and ended up having to reference Mr. Mac's story vid where he talks about getting V4 carbs back into place. His was a Honda Super Magna that he did it on, and he had the ratchet straps. You guys can check out that video. That's Mr. Mac's story, S-T-O-R-I-E. If you know my channel, you probably know his. But yeah, so I tried a couple different things. I tried using installing the front carburetors first and then the rear to no avail. Then I tried the rear first, then the front to no avail. And that was also involving different combinations of using ratchet straps to apply steady, constant pressure. It didn't work, so kind of had to cool down for a minute because I started getting frustrated. Then I thought, well, these rear carburetors on this side are at an angle like this, and they're higher up. Let's kind of be exact here. They're kind of like that as far as where they sit in the boot on the intake of the cylinder. And then the front cylinder, the carburetors are kind of like this, almost more vertical and lower. So what I thought was install the rear one first, because it's kind of at an angle like this, and that way I could apply ratchet strap pressure around the front of the carburetor, like right up around here, and pull it backwards to have force backwards, so then I could have downward pressure and just kind of pop the front ones in. Well, I think that's ultimately kind of what worked. I ended up using two different ratchet straps at slightly different angles. I have one's coming down from this hook here and about the same angle on the other side of the bike. And then I had one, not exactly like this because it didn't go around the frame, but it was kind of more of an angle from the front of the carbs, kind of resting in the same area up there, right above the top of the carburetor there. And then somewhere I had it back around here near the rear peg. Would crank those. I put one ratchet on this side and one on the other side to even out, because I was getting one close, but the other one would be like off in one direction or another. But ended up doing that enough, and I weigh a little over 200 pounds, and I was standing on top of this, trying to get pressure down on these guys. And ultimately a combination of two ratchet straps and my fat ass putting pressure down. So these two were good. Then I got this one down, kind of by luck, I guess. I don't know really what happened, but it finally motivated itself. And then I had a buddy with a flashlight just watching this last carburetor here. You know, just it's too bright. But, you know, just looking in that area, and you could still see the groove in the carburetor. That meant it wasn't sunk down enough into the boot there. But I had him watching that, and then I was pretty well able to just put a bunch of pressure here with my weight standing on this thing, which I don't know if I recommend or not, just because I've done it and nothing's breaking, and because I'm being careful. But yeah, I finally just kind of hopped around on it enough to where it motivated it down, and here I am. So note to self, and I guess just showing other people my thought process there of what might ultimately work. I'm actually hoping to get this guy running tonight. I did a bench test, don't appear to have any leaks on my carburetors, which is good, because that was a problem before. And I just did a valve adjustment, and pretty much all the valves needed it, so this bike should be running pretty well once I fire it up, even though it's still going to look ugly as sin. But thanks for watching, if anybody does. If not, hey Craig, don't pull those carburetors out again. You know better. Alright, thanks for watching.